Brazil is second only to the United States in sending missionaries into the world, and its approach is far from typical. Brazilian missionaries use everyday jobs and personal connection to carry their faith across borders. CBN's George Thomas shows us how this global movement is redefining what it means to serve on the mission field.
While Brazil is certainly famous for soccer, samba, and the Amazon, it's also becoming known for something else: sending missionaries. From bustling São Paulo to small villages half a world away, Brazilians are being called to spread the message of Jesus Christ. They include 45-year-old Daniel Silva from the city of Belo Horizonte.
I've known about missions since 2005, but I decided to answer this call in 2014.
Instead of preaching from a pulpit, Sylvia serves coffee. She opens small cafes in the Middle East and Asia, places traditionally missionaries aren't often welcome.
In addition to generating income for that nation and generating local jobs, I can build relationships with people, right? With each person who enters, in my case, a coffee shop, it's an opportunity to make friends, to strengthen relationships, and over time, share the love of Christ with others.
Silva has faced plenty of barriers, such as new languages, strange foods, and unique cultures.
In the beginning, I had a lot of difficulty communicating. I didn't know the language. The food was another shock. It was very spicy compared to what I'm used to in Brazil. I also traveled to very remote areas where there were no roads and the conditions were so tough.
What's this?
This is South Africa, Zulu, Sutus, Xhosa, Tswana, Shangani, 30 years ago. And I was young.
That was you as a missionary?
Yes, I was young. Look how the Brazilian can connect. I was the only white in the middle of this great crowd in the time of apartheid when whites and blacks couldn't talk to each other. It was forbidden by law.
Do you miss being a missionary?
I would love to go back there.
Marcelo Crivella, a well-known evangelical pastor turned politician, once served in several African nations. He says Brazil's warmth, hospitality, and cultural diversity helps his missionaries connect across borders like never before.
Here in Brazil, we are not reds, we are not white, we are not yellow, we are not black. We are Brazilians. We are a mix of everything. Then we can go and be accepted in all this country.
Each year, roughly 400,000 missionaries are deployed around the world. The United States is the #1 mission-sending country, deploying roughly about 127,000 missionaries. Brazil comes in at #2. Each year, about 38,000 Brazilians travel around the world.
Dr. Todd Johnson, a leading religion researcher at Gordon Conwell Theological Seminary, says Brazilians have a deep understanding of God's command to go into all the world and make disciples.
Brazilians have done a wide range of things, from planting churches to doing aid work of various kinds in some of the toughest places in the world. And it's really a story that probably is not known by most people.
And they're also changing how missions are done.
Brazilian churches want to grow and expand to other nations, so they realize that the traditional way of doing missions needs to be challenged and reshaped.
Breno Vietas spent 13 years serving in Mozambique and Spain. He says the old model of raising support can be tough, especially on families.
I remember being so concerned about raising funds as a missionary. We had so little. And what little we had, we shared with the Mozambican missionaries.
Now he's leading a national push for churches here to encourage missionaries to work regular jobs while also serving in ministry. The goal? Make missions smarter, more sustainable, and more effective.
I've returned to Brazil now from the field to mobilize our churches for this new vision.
No, Europe is not dead. We're just getting started.
Rebecca Teixeira is part of this new generation. With the Brazilian Foursquare Church, her family has planted congregations in Portugal for years. Now she travels across the continent, encouraging young believers to reclaim Europe for Jesus.
My heart is to empower and encourage these young leaders. If it's in Portugal, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, I don't care. A place is just a possibility to see the action of God. This is what South Americans, they really think of. Legacy, enduring, lasting legacy throughout families and generations.
In 2000, Brazil made history when 140,000 young people packed 3 stadiums for The Send, a 12-hour rally to mobilize new wave of missionaries. Nearly 2 million more joined online. One of the most powerful moments came as tens of thousands of Brazilians lifted their shoes in the air as a symbolic pledge to take the gospel to the nations.
Missions is done in the following way. It is with the hands of the ones that give, the knees of the ones that pray, and with the feet of the ones that go.
From coffee shops in Asia to churches across Europe, this new wave of Brazilian missionaries being trained to work bi-vocationally is blazing a path not just about passion, but about sustainability as they carry Christ to the nations. George Thomas, CBN News, São Paulo, Brazil.
How beautiful are the feet of those who carry the good news. And it's such a moment of rejoicing for me to see this, to see so many nations around the world taking up the call to missions. And whether that's South Korea or the Philippines or India, the countries in Africa, the Christian countries, are all responding to the wonderful call. And here from Brazil to see 40,000 missionaries, and they're doing it in such innovative ways, Holy Spirit giving them very clear instructions of what to do. Let's take the whole gospel to the whole world, but it's going to take the whole church to do it. My prayer, my belief is that we can take the gospel to every nation, every tribe, every tongue in our generation. We can complete the Great Commission. What a wonderful task for a wonderful generation. Let's see this come into being and recognize the Great Commission is a commandment. It's not a suggestion. Go ye into all the world, a commandment. Let's do it. Let's take up the cause, whether we can pray or whether we can give or whether we can go. We can all be